friends. So as you may know, I'm a university student, which means my summer is 4 months long, and also I need to work for most of my summer. So for the last month or so, or pretty much since exams ended, I've been on closing shifts 5 days a week. And I don't work at some like bar or something where that's 3 a.m., but I work 12:30 to 8:30 every day. No motivation to do anything before 12:30, so I sleep in, and then by the time you get off, you're like, everything is closed, the sun is set, I'll just go home. So I was a little bit upset with being stuck with that shift all the time, because I was like, when am I supposed to do summer things? This is too long of a complainy part. The topic of this video is making the most of your summertime while working full-time. So the other day, I was like, you know what? I had a really nice last day and a half or so, and it wasn't even my day off, and I did stuff. Bailey came over to visit, and we went to a show, and then we came home and hung out with our friends here, and the next morning we all went to brunch before we all split off to go to work. So I realized I have actually been doing a good job of fitting nice summer things in so well that I feel qualified to make a video about it. Figure out how to work around your schedule / your friends' schedules. So my roommate works super early, so she leaves super early, and I don't see her until I come home at 8:30 unless she's out somewhere. So see her very little. And then Angie, who lives close by, is doing 10 to 6-ish. Adrian, you don't even know, he's all over the place. So usually the only time we get to hang out is in the evening from 9 to 11 or so, and then Tanya's like, I need to go to bed, I need to get up at 5. So we mostly just hang out at home, watch TV, play games, blah blah blah. But sometimes we go for a little walk to get bubble tea, or sometimes I'm like, Angie, meet me at work at 8:30, we'll go to London Drugs or something. It's nice to just do a little thing right before, right after work, so it's not go to work, come home, that's the day. Before work, I've been, when I get up earlier than 11 o'clock. There's a park kind of on the way to work, so I'll just sit there, I'll bring my picnic blanket, bring my book, and it's nice, I got some sun, got some air. Now I can go face spending the whole day at work. So yeah, that would change depending on your schedule, but just finding times when you can make time for nice things, even if it's just a little bit. Something that has been a big theme of my summer is just making time to be outside. Ever since I moved out of my parents' house, I've kind of had not problems, but difficulties in just going outside. I think because it's not just I open my front door, I'm outside. It's always go through all these hallways and go through my landlord's laundry room. Sorry to bother you, I just want to be outside for 5 minutes, which is weird, very weird. And I've been really just appreciating my neighborhood more. I've lived a block away from a park for 3 years, and I never really realized it was you can just go there, you can be at the park, you can use the park. Very basic. So I have a beautiful picnic blanket that my mom made for me maybe 2 summers ago. So whenever I am bringing a backpack with me, I kind of just put it in there, maybe my book or my sketchbook, and I'm ready to go. Sit in some grass somewhere, especially because all the parks near here are not exploring activity parks. They're here is some grass you can sit in, so it's nice to have an activity to do while you're sitting on the grass. And my biggest tip, or my newest tip from the last few weeks, is go to events. Going out to events makes me feel I'm not just sitting around doing my regular old thing, I'm living my best life. I'm taking advantage of being in a city where things happen, as opposed to my hometown where there are no events to go to. Facebook, it's terrifying for a lot of reasons, but it's very cool in that it tells you events are happening. I was just scrolling and I saw a comedy show and I was like, that sounds fun. I've always wanted to be a person who goes to comedy shows. So I just sent the event to all my friends, and Angie was like, I'm free. And she knew people there, and we were like, hi, here we are to do the cultural activity. So yeah, Facebook can help you find things that are happening, and then also regular events. There's this place where there's an improv show every Sunday. Still haven't gone, but whenever it's a Sunday night, just be oh hey, I'll go to that improv show. And then in the summer here, there's outdoor movies every Tuesday. There are a couple fireworks nights later in the summer. I wrote out a calendar and wrote all those things down, so it's hey, if I'm bored on this Wednesday, I could go to those fireworks. And it's nice all those things are later in the night, so it's more likely that I and my friends can go. But also, there's always festivals and stuff during the day that I can't necessarily go to, but depending on your schedule. And then mornings, or like garage sales and stuff. I don't know. Oh, and like the flea market is every weekend. If I had time, I would go. Basically, I like not just sitting in my home all the time. And I am not sitting in my home all the time. And that's good. Also, I think the takeaway from this is it doesn't have to be summer for you to make time for yourself to do fun things. And also, I've had a pretty, like, treat yourself kind of mentality lately. Like, with going to the shows. It's like, 2 shows? $10 each? I'll do it. And I've been sometimes buying the nice bread from the bakery on, like, my lunch break instead of Wonder Bread from the drugstore. It's worth it. Which is definitely a privilege, but even if I spend no money all summer, I still won't be able to afford tuition based off my earnings alone, so why not just spend a little bit of it? Anyway, hope you're having a good summer. Nice balanced summer. And I need to go now, but hopefully I will be back soon. Those were some thoughts. It's been a really long time since I've vlogged.